What's going on, you amazing people? Welcome to Spiritual Sunday. This is our third sermon, and it's a beautiful day here in the mountains, and it's raining. It's beautiful. I have to say, the older I get, the more I love and appreciate rain. And I love the cloudy days and like I'm looking out here in the mountains, right? You can't see it, but here in the mountains, and you can see the art, you can see the beauty of how each roll of each mountain and the fog and the rain, how it like literally makes the mountain slowly disappear and like fade off into the distance. And as an artist, I just look at this with utter wonder and awe. And it's perspective that I never get to see if everything is shiny and sunshine and unicorns and rainbows and lollipops. And that's why I want to segue this into this perspective of life, is that you never get to see the perspective of life that is reality and alter that reality internally if you're constantly trying to externally remediate the feeling of lack of your expectations being met, being that I'm not happy until it's this way, and until it's this way I'm not happy. And if it ever throws a spanner in the works, reality does, and your expectations aren't met, then you're just plummet into a spiraling thing of evil. And that's what we want to point out, is expectation is the source of all evil. It's not money or anything like that. It's people's expectations. Per se, in any element of any relationship or any moment, okay, if you or anyone else has an expectation, and then if you or someone else isn't living up to your expectation of them or their expectation of you or the situation or reality, then you're going to be constantly either A, upset, miserable and reactive, and they're going to be the same, and they're going to punish you and you're going to punish yourself. Misery. Expectations are the source of all evil. The expectation that you're supposed to validate and live up to somebody else's expectation of you, or the expectation of society, or so on and so forth, is moronic, because society has been failing for hundreds of thousands of years. They have proven their worthlessness, and you're trying to fit in as an advanced, evolved life into a fucked up, primitive, idiotic, egoic, evil, like alternate reality that they've created, because they can't exist in the valuable world, so they have to offset it and say, hey, but look over here, I'm successful because I've got this. It's like listening to people justify their worthlessness internally and their utter uselessness in the world and reality into themselves with that I've got, look, me, look at this, blah, 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 money. And it's like, it doesn't supplement and it doesn't mean anything. You're going to die, and the only thing that's going to happen when you die, the only thing you take with you into the grave is your tattoos. That's the greatest saying ever for people who have this fear thing. And what we want to point out is, don't limit yourself and don't listen to the fears of others. So don't let your fear adopt the fears of others, because your fear is, it's like this thing, don't project your fear onto someone else. So like this whole thing of, especially like my personal experience growing up doing extreme sports, like bikes, flips, everything and crazy thing that you kill yourself and break every limb in your body. The number one thing I've always said to my parents and everyone around me, never, ever say, be careful. High performance people and these moments where you need a fast twitch fiber, you need, like, it's life or death. It takes a microsecond to make a mistake that will break you forever, or you're going to make it. Now, if you have this stupid, evil fear that might not even be yours, comes into your brain, it's going to completely stop you from being able to do your high performance thing and go in the flow. Do you understand? You've just chucked a boulder into your reality, and this reality is now altered by the fear, which is poison, which is evil, of somebody else. And where you could be like, nailed it, But because somebody said that and now it's in your brain to be careful, be careful, be careful, it's like people say, don't forget this. And the only thing in your brain is don't forget this, don't forget this, don't forget that. What was it I was supposed to remember? It's this, you're setting people up to fail because you're putting your fear that you have, and this is rancid in families and stuff like that, especially like in other religious focus, it's just, you are trying to enslave others that with the same evil fear that you're enslaved by. You're trying to get the communion to validate your idiocy, to perpetually keep the hate cycle going without breaking out of it. And by getting other people to join your idiocy, then you can validate and keep going forwards and feeding the evil ego. Anyway, back to our point of view of the rain here that you might be able to hear. It's wonderful. And I hope you can still hear me well, is that you can never have great perspective and see everything if it's always shiny, if it's always sunny. The beauty isn't just, you try to edit life so that you don't have to see your weakness, and that's the reality. So your reality is you're a pathetic loser. You have no self-control, you have no self-mastery, you're an absolute slave to evil, you're reactive. Anything will knock you off the path. They say like the wind, you're so weak the wind can blow you over and you flick over to an evil person. Evil can be all sides of the evil ego, you know what I mean? The aggressor, the poor me, the aloof, and the interrogator. It doesn't always have to be the person that's abusing other people. It can be the poor me, like that bullshit inside of you that keeps you limited and primitive. So what we're saying is like, oh, it's not the way that I want, so I hate myself. Like, come on, man. It's not like it's fucking with you so that you feel that way and think that way and believe that way and thus behave that way and thus drag everyone else down into your bullshit. Doesn't matter what four sides of it is. You make yourself suffer and everyone else around you suffer. That's what the definition of evil is suffering. And that all comes from this. So stop trying to edit life and keep you, I've got to get money so that I don't feel this way. Stop trying to externally band-aid your internal problems. You're lacking inside, and the only thing that you're lacking is connection to source energy, because when you're like connected to source, God, universe, higher self, when you're the elite divine master of consciousness, you don't feel this way, you don't think this way, you don't behave this way. There isn't a moment of an existence that this is a reality, because you can't be darkness when you're light. And disconnecting yourself only enables you to be darkness. It's just like, come on, man. Evolve already. Break out of this primitive behavior into a greater reality and love yourself. Because it's really hard to hate yourself when you love yourself. It's impossible. And that's what we're trying to push you gently, just give you a perspective of stop projecting your shit onto others and stop trying to externally heal an internal hole. Instead, go within so that you stop going without. And it's not this whole money and things. Everyone does this. Oh, I'll do this thing so that I get what I want, and like law of attraction, all bullshit. And it's just like, congratulations. You're able to fuck up your entry into divinity. And until you stop fucking this entry up, you're never going to get to that level. You can't lie, manipulate, and leverage this evil, worthless shit. Say, hey, I've got a check in the mail and I'll send it to you, just let me in now. It's like, no, you're going to have to... You're going to have to exercise your value now. And once you exercise your value now, you're eternally in. The moment you stop exercising your value, you're externally and just out. You're external now. And you're going to continue going without. And you're going to continue on this path of trying to externally, internally validate your lack of self-worth. And that means your worthlessness. And the sad thing is people get into relationships and have children and make businesses, and they get into positions and roles just to have control over others because they have no self-control. And they punish others because they have no self-discipline. Only worthless lowlifes do this sort of shit. People with no self-discipline try to discipline others. And people with no self-control try to control others. There's no work around this reality. There's no way for lies and deceit to exist and try and push their propaganda crap in reality. What they do is they throw shit at the wall and try to see which sticks, and you're the wall that they're throwing shit at. And if you get altered and triggered and upset, or move your compass of morals to unmoral, then they've won. Evil's got you. It's triggered you. You've gone from a place of love and light and enlightenment to a place of evil, worthless slave to primitive evil ego, man. And it's that's worthless, this is valuable. You're going from valuable to worthless because you're trying to get external worth and value, but selling your soul for this. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't. That's why it's the top percent of humanity that goes down this primitive path, sell their soul, their body, their mind, their relationship, their love, their children. They sell everything to try to externally heal this internal wound because they don't know. And evil's going, yeah, go do this, get that, become that, control them, put them down, abuse them, use them so that I get what I want, and you're the one getting manipulated to manipulate others. But you're too blind and enslaved to see it. It's really disappointing. It's really, really disappointing. 1 minute. Enjoy my coffee. And we're going to just navigate these waters and try to say it in 1,000 different ways, using 1,000 different terminologies to reach the audience of everybody, and in the hope that we can dragnet approach people that just one word, one sentence, one example or phrase will awaken them, be the enough. When people are at the end and they're at that last moment where they're about to fucking take their own lives, they do throw a Hail Mary. They throw a Hail Mary at God. Before they commit an evil atrocity, or before they rape someone, or normally there's this moment where they're like, God, save me. Save me from committing this evil atrocity, this evil sin. We'll just stay away from the other stuff and focus on suicide. And it's sad because the message is there, and most of the time they never see it because they're blind. They're trying to find excuses to kill themselves, not reasons to live. And it's very difficult to be in this situation, being evolved, advanced life people like us, that they are in their self-pity state. And they're just trying to manipulate and suck as many people down into their manipulation of self-suicide. And it's this, we'll use an example of relationships. Oh, if you leave me, I'm going to kill myself. And a lot of people do. See how you're dragging others into your succubus of suckiness, and then you're going to punish others for having free will, and trying to scapegoat the reality that is your fucked up decision to make It's not their fault that it's your fault that you're going to and have do this sort of stuff. You know what I mean? You've got to take responsibility for that. And that's one side of the fucked up coin. It's evil. Trying to doing this to yourself. We understand every element of this suicide and trying to escape the pressure and pain and suffering. Like, you'd prefer to kill yourself and then having to suffer, endure this hate, this internal turmoil that you just is killing you, but without able to die. The best way to explain it is like you're at the bottom of the ocean in the darkness and the pressure, unable to breathe, unable to die, and just tortured in the constant pain of suffering, of drowning to death, but never dying. And you're blind, completely just, your eyes hurt, they're burning because of the salt, and you're stuck without knowing which way is up and which way is down, being blown around into the rocks of the ocean, slammed into the floor. We get it. But you've also chosen to quit. You've also chosen to let evil win. By you not being the master, by you sitting there and fighting yourself, just you exhaust yourself. It's like when you're out swimming and you get caught in a rip. A rip is when at the beach and you get pulled out. You exhaust yourself splashing around like a bloody idiot because you're scared. That's fear, that's panic. And you'll kill, i.e. pull anyone else under just for one more breath. And they're going to die, even if they're trying to save you. And it's okay, but it's not okay. Like, we understand, but it's time to be proficient and efficient instead of a bloody idiot and keep going along this definition of insanity of doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Getting exhausted, punching your way out, and then evil just goes, and you kill yourself, or you kill others. You rape others, you steal, you lie, you cheat, you deceive, and all these things is what you're doing to yourself first. And you're just a slave to evil, doing its bidding to cause great suffering so that it can get its little junky fix high. And it's won, and you've lost. Because you're exhausted, you're just paddling around like, why even try anymore? Why do I try? If everything I do fails, and every time I fail, the come down and the payment and the punishment and how long it takes me to even get back off the freaking ground and my face out of the dirt and just stand up again, the time it takes, the energy, the suffering I have to endure to get there. We get it. We get it. But it's time to stop looking busy and start being productive in what really matters in existence and life. Because what's happening around here is a made-up reality of people that are slaves to evil creating more evil to get the greater collective evil ego, to get greater satisfaction from enslaving others and taking their free will, killing their love and light, aka God, within them, and just feeding off them. And they've taken this fucked up technology, controlling and manipulating and enslaving humanity even more to commit more atrocities to themselves and others, and this stupid suicide, self-harming death sentence, which is the metaverse, aka the fucking Matrix. It's a reality that is just, it's the thing, is humanity has evolved technology to serve evil, not the love, not the health, not the positivity, not the light. They serve darkness to feed darkness. You create something to profit. And that's why if you hear someone ask you, what's your why in life? Why are you doing this? Why are you not doing that? And if your answer is profit, if your answer is money, if your answer is to fucking have what you want so that you don't feel the way that you don't want, great, you're just serving ego. You're just serving evil, and you're just creating more suffering for yourself and others, and well done, you fucked up existence. Anything that is created out of evil you're actually a slave to it. It's getting you to create its reality so that it can greater control reality. And I guess this could be a tenet of our warning to you. It's very ironic that advanced life has been warning humanity for a very long time about its primitive and idiotic uselessness in the creation of the world, basically saying, emotionally immature. Yeah, you're emotionally immature. You're an infant. You're useless. Emotional immaturity, just absolutely useless. And you're creating technology and you don't know why, and you're serving it. It's not serving you. So if I was to create, just say, we don't understand technology, okay? If we were going to create technology, would it be to enslave and profit off others? Or would it be to set people free? You know what I mean? And to profit humanity, profit life, profit animals, profit the environment and nature, Gaia, and life, profit love. Or would it be to cause it great suffering? To have censorship and control over others because you have no self-control. You should never be in a situation where you are triggered, upset, reactive, and try and prove a point upon another. You never should be in a place where you are afraid, thus a slave to evil, and hate another because they think or feel differently. Why are you so worthless and weak that someone else's opinion triggers you so? Why are you so upset? If you're in a race and somebody says something racist to you and you get upset, it's the dumbest shit ever. You're allowing yourself to be so worthless that something that someone else has said out of hate or fear upsets you, takes you from here and puts you down here. Why do you allow yourself to go from here to here because of something or someone else? Aren't you better than that? Or are you proving that you're not better than that? Are you proving that you're all fucking slaves to evil? And what happens is evil plays with each other. So this is what happens. Just say it's like a fucking tennis match and you're the slaves. You're the ball that's getting smashed. 1 minute. I need more coffee. I need my afternoon coffee break. Okay, you're the ball and you're the one getting smashed around and you think it's the other way around, but it's not. You're the ball. Two evils, right? Let's use some pencils here. Two evils. Two people. Two slaves to evil. Okay? So this one, so remember there's 4 sides of evil. The evil ego, the aggressor. So that's the Karens and the abusers and the attackers and the screamers and the yellers and the violent assaulters. Okay? You've got the attacker, the interrogator. You hear it everywhere. Highly common in relationships and in people that are trying to abuse other people without. They interrogate them. So you just give them an answer and they're like, constantly come back to that same point. Yeah, but this. And you're like, yeah, but I told you. Yeah, but this. And then, but no, we've already been over this. Yeah, da-da. And then it's you, blah, 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 blah. It's just like, you're not listening to understand. You're only listening so that you can say shit back. Interrogating someone. Yeah, so where were you? What time? What'd you do? Why? You don't understand that you're the slave there trying to manipulate and interrogate another. You're the fucking evil cunt right in that situation. You don't interrogate people. And the funny thing is that most people, when they interrogate people and the other person says, don't ever talk to me this way, they react. They can't handle it. They're either going to get more explosive and become an aggressor, or they're going to go, I can't, no, you're an idiot, fuck you. And it's like, that's what we mean. You should be able to have a conversation with anybody about anything and not get upset and triggered. You're not trying to prove a point. Why are you so worthless and so valueless that you're trying to prove a point? And if you feel that you need to prove a point, that's the indicator that you're way off track and you need to correct yourself before you wreck yourself. Like, let's use religion where people, just idiots. Why can't two people from totally different perspectives, religious or not, different religions, different faiths, different spiritualities, why can't you all understand that you're having the same conversation about the same thing, just in a different terminologies? Why can't you both be respectful and love each other, which is the whole thing of a religion and faith and advanced life and enlightenment? Why is it that you turn from a place of love to hate? You're not religious. You're literally a slave to evil. If you can't sit there, and you can disagree, and that's beautiful. No one has to be right, and no one has to be wrong. You may disagree, and that's fine. And then you don't even need to tell the other person that you disagree, and you definitely don't try and prove that they're wrong. An advanced life will take all information in and prepare themselves to evolve. It might be two states of this reality. We'll get back to these in a minute. Two states of reality. Either A, it's going to reaffirm and confirm your religion, faith, or belief, or where you're at in your evolutionary stage, or it may in fact enlighten you that, hey, I'm a little bit off and this is a great thing and maybe I should adopt and take this in. If you're sitting there thinking that you're the best and only the best and you must prove everyone else wrong, you've got to understand you're the one that's wrong. It's like you can't punch somebody in the face and say anything else than you've punched somebody in the face. The story of why and what led up to that, if you're gaslight or defending yourself or whatever, but you must take responsibility of the fact that, yes, slugged someone in the face. You can't blame it on anyone else that was your response or reaction. It's not right or it's not wrong. Understand what you've done first. You just try to put it on someone else going, yeah, that was my choice. Whether I was conscious in the choice or unconscious in the choice. We must evolve out of this blaming everyone else. Doesn't matter if it's good or bad, right or wrong. We must acknowledge it, where it came from, why and what and how. Anyway, back to our thing of because I'm going to forget. The two things of the evil ego playing tennis and you're the ball getting smashed, okay? And how the collective evil ego is literally using humanity to get its junkie high. This person might do a poor me. Oh, I'm the victim, poor me. All this whine, complain, bitch and moan, okay? To this person. This evil inside of this little ego is hit the ball, you're the ball, hit you to bounce over to this one. And now what's happening is that evil ego is trying to multiply its misery and commisery, its evil energy, using you. You're the ball. So it's the same thing with love and light. So if a loving, enlightened person gives a positive, loving energy and gratitude and attention to that, and, wow, congratulations, I love it. You don't even need to say it. Meditate, evolve, give gratitude, anything of higher divine divinity, okay? And those two people give. The energy goes and it multiplies, it expands, it becomes amplified. And you evolve and you both become to this higher state of reality in two vibrational frequencies. Like the thing where God says, when two or more come together in my name, I must show up. It's kind of that, like you're multiplying, amplifying your energy so much so that divinity must show up. But that's the positive enlightened side, and we get to the positive enlightened side after you've worked out what not to do. And why? Ironically, this is how it has to go. Because you need a reason, an actual reason to understand why not to do something. For some reason, you just can't do the thing that you need to do when you need to do it. Anyway, So this one comes here with the poor me, and this one comes back with, could be, poor me again. Oh, I'm so sorry that you're feeling this way. Oh, that's terrible that they did that. And they just feed. Or somebody can come with an aggressor, and they just attack you. And this one is going to do something very interesting. This person could become an aggressor and attack back, and then you're just screaming, yelling, and abusing and beating the shit out of each other. Congratulations, you're the primitive slave to evil ego, and you're getting the jollies off for ego. You're the ball, man. You're the little gimp getting fucked here. That's it. Or, same thing, aggressor, and you could do the poor me, I'm a victim, they said something I don't like. Or they did something I don't like, blah, blah, blah. And here's the thing, this gets distorted in the brain by the primitive evil concept of the filter of the brain. They don't know what's actually going on. And that's the thing is, I may say something, or anyone may, if you take anything we say any other way than the most positive, enlightened, happiness, loving, giving, highest level, if you don't take it that way, that's on you, fuck knuckle. That's on you. We cannot do anything else than our intentions. We're conscious. We've set forth our intention for each interaction. Before we record or preach or help anyone, we have set forth our intention for our existence and our reality and our time here. It is of the most highest realm and guild. Okay? So if you take it any other way, it's not our fault that you're a fucking idiot. We can only ever do so much. And once it gets out of our hands and out of our lips and after we've done something, hey, it's like the thing, you have free will. You can be a fucking moron. It's not our job. It's for you to do your fucking job. We can only point it out. And if you choose not to, hey, that's your free will. You want to be a fuck knuckle? Be a fuck knuckle. Just acknowledge that you're the fuck knuckle and that it's no one else's fault, that this is the limited primitiveness of you. You, not anyone else. Okay? So back to these terminologies. So that person might actually interrogate someone. They just want to run their mouth and bully and pick on people. It's literally bullying them. And try to insert their dominance through verbal interrogation over physical bullying, manipulation or fear tactics. It's the gaslighting, it's like creating drama, like saying shit or doing shit to create a problem so that that person can abuse the other person and attack them because they've hurt them or done them wrong. So that person has literally set you up so that they can abuse you. And they validate it by, you didn't do what I want, back to our expectations. And here's the thing is, if you're ever upset, it's because someone else has free will. Generally. 99% of the time, unless they're the abusing, psychopathic, low-life idiot. You cannot ever get angry at anyone, ever, for free will. Everyone has their free will. They can say no. They don't even have to say no. There's no, and they never need to give a reason. It's never an excuse. They never, ever, no one ever, ever needs to give you anything, ever. You are not a part of their reality. You are separate. And if you try to approach their reality, you're trying to enslave them. And punishing and abusing and attacking them because they don't live up to your expectations and don't give you what you want, when you want, how you want. Holy fuck, you evil piece of shit. It's not their fault that you're the fuck up. So here's the thing, is this interrogator, then you might go poor me, or you might go victim, and they're going to play the ball. So this person goes, I'm going to interrogate you. This person's going, I'm the victim, and this person now gets angry, or this person may play the aloof and separate. It's this whole fucking game, and you're the ball getting gimp fucked to the wall, man. So simple, yet so difficult to do the thing that you need to do when you need to do it, which is the healthy, valuable, enlightened thing. And We are pointing out the things that you need to understand so that you can see the perspective of the reality of every other event's life. And they're going, wow, you have no emotional maturity. You are unable and incapable of having any conversation or any interaction without being a slave to evil and poisoning and corrupting that internally with yourself or externally with somebody else. People, come on. It's just... We're going to go back and forth through and over and back and under and left and right through all of this, throughout all the teachings, and point different perspectives of each different thing. But the simple core factor is you're a slave to evil, and until you're conscious, you'll always be able to be a slave, because unconsciousness is not having free will. And when you are conscious, that divine master, elite, goodness, you are conscious. And it's when you're conscious, you are now free of evil. It's pretty simple. It's this whole thing of you can't think and meditate. And we'll explain this. When you're trying to meditate, the thoughts speed up. Okay? So you can let it override you and let your brain just keep rotting. Or you can learn how to circumnavigate this fucked up thing that the evil does in your brain and breathe, because you can't think while consciously breathing. So by consciously breathing, you're evolving yourself out of the grasps of evil. And thus, once you do this for 8 weeks, scientifically proven, check it out, do some research of your own, your actual brain, they scan your brain changes to be more effective, more calm, more happy, more enlightened, more positive, more healthy, more self-control, more emotional maturity, and more ability to be conscious. And that all goes through, the 4 stages of learning. It takes around about 30 days to build a habit. It takes 90 days to change your life. Use the information that's out there that's relevant and right to get yourself ahead instead of self-sabotaging and sitting there in la-la land. Get a coach. Get a divine coach. Get an enlightened person. Get a life coach, a mentor. Take a course. People just are fat and ugly motherfuckers inside and out, man. They're unhealthy inside. They're unhealthy in their brain. They're unhealthy externally. If you can't be beautiful on the inside, then motherfucker, you are not going to be beautiful on the outside. Our point is this, is you're going to waste your whole life, but you can't dedicate more time to yourself becoming healthy inside and out. Let me just break it down to this. The 3 realities, mind, body, and soul. 1 hour is 4% of your day, okay? How much of your day are you dedicated to yourself? We might even just keep the physical. We'll leave the others out because we're starting with the physical because you can touch and feel it. Are you dedicating 4% of your day to yourself? Are you smashing it and going in the gym? Are you going outside and exercising? Are you doing an active thing where you push yourself? Are you doing resistance training? Are you doing anything, or are you just sitting there like a fat fucking blob? 4% is 1 hour. Are you investing 4% of your day into yourself every single fucking day and giving it all you got? Or like, oh yeah, but I go to the gym. Yeah, what percent are you giving? 1%? 5%? Or are you going all in? Are you doubling down and taking some fucking, going 110% in? Are you going to classes where it pushes you out? Are you going to professionals and personal trainers that push you and evolve you and become an elite human being? Or are you sitting there like a fat fucking blob? Or a skinny little gimp? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Now let's look at the mind. Are you putting in that? Are you doing that 4% of the mind? How about the soul? Are you evolving? Are you being an advanced life conscious being? How much of your fucking day are you dedicating to evolving yourself and not de-evolving yourself? Because how long do you spend on your fucking stupid fucking phones, man? How long are you sitting in front of the fucking TV? How long are you poisoning your body? How long are you destroying your mind? How much percent of the day do you destroy yourself? Compared to how much of the percent of the day do you heal and evolve yourself? Poison yourself. Poison yourself. Poison yourself. Poison yourself. Sitting in a fucking chair. Come on, man. and women and just people, life, advanced life, come the fuck on already. It's time to evolve. You know what to do, you know how to do it. If you can't, then dedicate more of your life to it. Because if you're struggling with 4% of your day every single day consistently, then you're a fuck up. Learn how to be able to do the things that you need to do and get people that can invest in that, invest in yourself so that you can actually do it. Come with us, come to our courses, come to our seminars, hire us personally. You can do this.